Today we're going to be doing some, keep forgetting the name again, hydrangeas in an impasto style, in an impressionist style. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to create is a ground, and we're going to do this using some purples, but you can use whatever you like. But I'm going to use some purples for this this image. So that means I've got some blue, some ultramarine blue, and I'm going to use, I've got some cadmium red. I'm not entirely sure what everybody else has got, but I'll use some cadmium red, and I'm also going to use, has everybody got yellow ochre? Yeah, okay. Jackie, could you keep your microphone on, because you're the one who I'll be asking the questions to the most, if that's okay.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jackie, has everybody got yellow ochre?
I think it's everyone's got red, magenta. Blue.
Oh, brilliant! But oh, the magenta.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I prefer that. I wasn't sure. Okay, well, I'll use some of that then. I know mine isn't magenta. Mine's what's that? Naphthalene carmine. But anyway, never mind. Okay, and got some yellow ochre. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I haven't got very much yellow ochre, if I'm honest. But I'm only doing this once today, so it won't be quite so bad. So if we all remember how to mix up a purple, so just use some yellow. So all the primaries. So we can either have a bluey yellow or a reddy yellow, or yours isn't going to be exactly the same because I don't have the same colours as you, but it doesn't really matter. So a nice time mixing these colours, which is, oh, this just gives me so much pleasure. I don't know why. Just mixing them and seeing them all coming together. I should have been a plasterer. I reckon if I was a plasterer, that would have been a nice job for me. There's something about it that's really nice. You will need quite a lot, so don't be mean, because you're going to cover this, and you might cover it 3 or 4 times. So so that's my ready purple. I'll just use that, and I'm going to go in on a bluey purple here. Oh, white, we need white. Sorry, we always need white.
Susan?
Yes? Did someone say my name? Sorry.
No, sorry, I was just, Susan was pinned on the board, hence ideal.
Hurry up here.
I've lost you, Lisa.
What? Don't lose me.
Yeah, I think she got Susan like me, so you have to click on those dots, don't you, in the top corner again? Just didn't Pat manage that by turning your iPad around last time?
She's the right way around.
Can I just say? Oh.
Okay.
Can I just say on my tablet, I can't pin you.
I've heard that before. I've heard that problem before. I'll keep talking anyway. We're just mixing paint, so don't worry too much. If I'm not pinned, I'll keep talking. I'm sure I'll find something to talk about. I normally do. So I'm just mixing some of the purple with some white. Like I said, there's no exact science for this, so don't worry about your colours or anything like that. You're just making this ground, and you're going to make it quite nice. I quite like. It's a bit Bob Ross, really. So I like that. Okay, so I'm going to use my nice big fat brush. I think Jackie's given you all a nice big flat brush. Am I right? And what I normally do with acrylic is just one dip, a little knock off, and then I'm just going to go for it with the colour. and I'm just putting nice big stripes of colour onto this paper, and I'm going to mix the colours to a point on the paper. So I might do that and then come in with my darker colour and then sort of gradiate those into one another. Okay, you can go backwards, forwards, sideways, but it's quite a nice thing to be doing. So you want them all really to blend into each other, you know, quite subtly and quite softly. So, like I say, there are no rules or regulations with this. Just if you feel your paint stiffens up, so you get this dry brush effect, just add a little bit more water. You can just pop your brush into the water, and then you can still mix again on the canvas itself. I know Angela will love this. So I was thinking of Angela when I was doing it yesterday. I thought, oh, Angela's going to be the one who loves this. I know that you really enjoyed that. And I know, Angela, you really enjoyed the what do you call it, the abstract. I remember. So I thought this would be up your street. Oh, it's just so satisfying. And you can go over and over and over it. So just don't think, you know, if you think, oh gosh, that looks a bit blobby, then you can keep going over it. And what I tend to do, I tend to sort of do a little bit of feathering. Like I say, a bit Bob Ross. I wish I was Bob Ross. Well, I don't, because obviously he's dead. Apparently, we lost.
I've lost my Zoom picture.
Oh.
My Zoom picture. I can just see the little one at the side.
Okay. I mean, don't worry, you know, like I say, with this, Susan, you don't have to worry too much because, you know, you're just whacking it on, really. I think that's the name of the game. Whack it on. What I do try and do as well is make where I'm going to put the hydrangeas. I did try and make that a little bit lighter. So I just stick some white paint in there and then I go in with another colour. So you can see it's sort of mixing already with the base. He's cat. It's a very hungry cat.
That's Louis.
Was that the one that came on yesterday, Pat?
Yeah.
He's very much a showman.
Yeah.
Very verbal, isn't it? They say that's a sign of intelligence, don't they?
What's that?
When the cats are verbal, it's a sign of intelligence.
Because he knows I'm in the room, so.
Yeah, Pat came on yesterday when we did the sampler, and when a camera came on, there was just Louis's backside in my face. But that's a sign of affection, apparently, so I'll go with that. Thanks, Louis.
Good job it doesn't work for men as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, shush.
So this gives, I love this procedure. I absolutely love it. So keep piling it on until you're happy with that background. And like I say, I often sort of feather so that it gives that, you know, it's like when you gloss a door, you know, it gives a nice sort of finish. And you can always just stick a couple of random bits a bit lighter in there. Try not to use up all the acrylic, obviously, because we have got the hydrangea, and that takes quite a lot. Because the thing is, when you're working in pasto, you know, you do use a lot of paint, really. But this isn't so much in pasto, because we are using this sort of semi-opaque anyway, because we're adding some water to it. So the background is just the ground. The impasto will come later.
I keep getting somebody else.
It's because of the pinning, I think, Pat. It's if anyone else makes a sound, then and I'm quiet, which is a rarity, Pat, obviously. But you will get that person if you find that you can't pin the video, which I find on an iPad, and I need to have a look actually just to see where that is, because I know it's possible, but it's not in a normal place. So I might when you're painting, I'll have a look at that, and I'll invite myself on my iPad to do that. Right, I mean, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to let that dry. Okay. So here, as you can see, I've just drawn some circles that just with a white pencil, but you can use any pencil. I only used white so that you can see it, and some leaves just to represent the hydrangeas. It's just a rough outline. You don't need anything very detailed. Right, so here we go. So what we're going to do with this is create an underpainting. So and then we're going to add to it. So if I just show you this here, so what I've done, you can see lots of little pinks and purples popping out, but that's because they're underneath. It's not because they're on the top. So I've worked from dark to light to a degree, a dark sort of hue to the lightest hue. So what we're going to do is we'll look at I'm just going to do a little bit on one. I'm not going to complete this painting, obviously, because I'll be here a lot longer. I'm just going to create one and just do a couple of leaves. So I've got on my palette, I've got some whites, obviously. I've got some yellow, and I've got all the primary colours, basically, what you have. So I am going to make a pink, I think. So you just on your palette, you need a lot of white for pink, unfortunately. I'll just do it there and just add some more white. Because these colours still come in quite handy, actually, when you use the impasto technique. And especially this one here as well, this lavender colour, it's really nice to use. But you can mix whatever colours you like. I mean, if you wanted to go really wacky, you could go like the Impressionists and see colours that possibly aren't there, but that's the way you feel about it. You know, it's entirely up to you. So there's a few ways that we can do this. Now, in order to get these strokes, we can use the round brush, or we can use the flat brush, or we could even use the hog's hair brush if we wanted to, or the palette knife. So I'm going to just show you a couple of moves here. So if you're using the palette knife, so then what we want to do, okay, so the palette knife makes quite a nice raised marks. So we're just taking a little bit and then we're just dabbing it on where we see fit. So we're just creating this underpainting at the moment. So that's what I'm doing there, but I can also just do it quite easily as well. I actually prefer the brush myself. I think because I haven't got necessarily the right palette knives so much here. But as you can see with the palette knife, you get a really nice impasto three-dimensional swirl, whereas with the brush, you know, not quite so much. You can use anything you want, really. But so this is it. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just going to make a base for the rest of my my petals. And then I can make it a little bit redder. So stick that there. But what I would suggest you did, try not to do what I just did, but I am mixing those two together. Is sort of go from one colour to the next colour, because then you're going to get a mix. You do want the colours to sort of stand alone, really, like with the Impressionists. So I'm just going to mix all that together actually. So I've got a nice. Okay. So don't mind if they overlap, that's fine. If they mix together on the canvas, that's fine. It's all good. It's all good, man, as they say in Breaking Bad. So can you see? Oh, gosh, hold on. Oh. Okay. Sorry, could you all? Oh, sorry. Something happened to my computer then, so I do apologise. I wasn't looking. Something took over. So just wipe that off. And I'm going to use some of the lilac. And on here, you can see that it gets a lot darker at the bottom. So I'll address that in a moment as well. So I'm going to go in now with a little bit of white, just to lighten that up and see what mixes. The amount of white you go through in acrylic is incredible. So you also want your brush to be very dry. That's another thing as well, because obviously in impasto we're using it straight from the tube as such. So that's mixing quite nicely on there too. You don't have to do it all either. You don't have to, you know, because we're doing this underpainting, we don't have to do it all. You don't have to do the whole of the hydrangea colour doing. But I think you can understand what that. I mean, I'm happy for you to sort of get cracking on this if that's the case, and I'll just keep going with this. I will, before I stop talking, I will just put a few darker bits in at the bottom. I'll use this knife actually. So I want that there. My problem is I always seem to want to make it all symmetrical. I want them to be sort of evenly spaced, and it drives me mad. You can't do anything random. You can even drop a couple of bits in there just to give that sort of depth. And it's up to you, your brush strokes. It's entirely up to you. They can be bigger, they can be smaller, they can be flatter, they can be longer, they can be whatever you want. But this, like I said, is the underpainting. So you'll get to play more with the brush strokes on the when you go over it once everything's this part is dried. a few different mixes of green. So I'll take some of that. So I'm just going to paint those in randomly just so I know where they are. And we can come back to them afterwards. Also, you get that nice underpainting too. And again, in impasto as well. Yeah, not so quite so blobby, but we want it nice and thick. And luckily, obviously, that goes off really quickly. So, but I'm going to give that a minute to dry. If anyone's got any questions, then feel free to ask me. I'll just open the microphone and I'll open the microphone up. Yeah, I'll open the microphones up for that, and I'll just pause the recording as well. 1 second. When you go to the next layer of this, you can, mine's reasonably dry, but you can go onto the leaves first. It doesn't really matter which way around you do it. In fact, if you go, excuse me, onto the leaves first, it might, I did it on mine, but it might be more natural because you can go over, then you can go over it again. You can overpaint it with the flower. So I think I might attempt that. So what I am going to do is make a few variations of the green. Obviously I need a light green, I need a darker green. But I think I'm going to need to mix that again slightly. So as with true impressionist painting, we need to, for a dark green, obviously we can't mix with black or anything like that, so we need to be a bit canny with our mixing.
I use dark brown.
Use dark brown. Yeah, I mean, well, that's a point actually, because I don't think did you say, Pat, that you did do the complementary colour exercise? Did you do that?
No, I read it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, because that's what this is. That's what that was sort of all about, really. Is getting those greys Because brown, at the end of the day, it's just a mixture of all the complementary, of all the primary colours. You know, that's what you get. You get brown.
Yeah.
So in theory, that you were right to do that.
Okay.
So, but you know, what I would like everyone to sort of do is keep mixing those colours and trying not to use the black. Although, you know, sometimes it's just the way it is. But so I've got a darker green now, which I'm going to use.
What about Payne's grey?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't really know where Payne's grey. Well, I do actually know where that does come from, but I can't remember. Payne's grey. I mean, I love Payne's grey, so Payne's grey would work as well. You know, but I'm just trying to be pure, Roy. I'm trying to be all chaste, Roy.
Well, I'll tell you what. To be pure, the 3 primaries should make black.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I know what you mean. They should.
That's the physics of it.
Yeah, well, or is that more to do with seeing what? Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they should. I'm not getting into it, right? I don't think I can cope. But no, they should. By and large, they should. But they for some reason, they make art school brown. And I won't say that there is an adjective in there somewhere, but I won't say it because I'm a lady.
Just got that, sorry. So I'm just doing a base green on all my leaves.
Yes, yeah, just do that, and then what I'm doing here is I'm just varying the greens. Like I said, I'm only going to do a couple of these because I don't need to necessarily do it all again, because I think you get the gist once you don't need to see me complete it. And then I'm just putting different colours, different tones of a green hue in there. So
I see, right, okay.
yeah, and obviously it'll be darker towards the base of the flower. And I'm using it in pasto, so. And if I'm honest, I would love to use black now to darken this green. So I'm eating my own words, but I'm using that dark purple because that should do it. Is everybody doing the same one as me, or has anybody gone a bit
Rogue?
In a different
rogue? Yeah.
I'm doing a different because I've got them in front of me from the garden.
Oh, nice.
So I'm more reds and greens.
Oh, lovely. Oh, good. I'd like to see that, Jay. What was that noise? I don't like that noise. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Pardon?
It's going to come back on the 21st.
Oh, did you not put it in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's last one.
Right.
So I was going to sort out money.
Last one ever?
No.
Oh, last one this year. Yeah.
So you haven't got any cash, have you?
Yeah, I have. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Oh, I'll just mute that.
You got money?
Yes, but I need some.
So I'm just putting some lighter shades onto these leaves here as well. but then I can go back in and I can blend those in again like this. Oh gosh, I love impasto. It's so nice, so versatile. Oh, Molly. Come on then. In. No, right. I'll just leave it open for you. What are we doing with this, Molly?
Painting in front of a window, and I thought it'd be a good idea, but dear God, you can't see properly. That was a mistake.
Painting a window? What, over it, as if you're looking through it?
I'm looking. No, I'm not painting it. I'm painting in front of.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the light
Painting.
shining on the picture.
I've got a window, but the sun is, well, there's no sun today actually over here, but it's at the back of the house, so it's not quite so
Strong. You don't realise, do you?
No. No, Jackie's got some. Jackie, me and Jackie were talking about positioning, and
Yeah.
Jackie, you were told not to work by a window, weren't you?
Yeah, because everyone starts to get headaches. If you're facing the window, they reckon you're more likely to get headaches. And I've turned it around to be away from the window, and it works.
That's interesting.
Oh. Too late.
That was a thing from work, how to keep healthy.
I've just had a paracetamol as well. I've got a bit of a headache. That's weird. That's probably because I'm in front of this window.
Well, it says, especially if you're looking at a screen, so you've got that light source in front of you and the window as well.
It's me,
Sorry?
Lisa.
Yeah.
You have to let the leaves dry before you do the next bit.
Not necessarily, Jane. No, you can, in impasto, you can go over them. You can do. To be honest with you, you don't really have to let any layer dry, if I'm honest. But I just did to get that underpainting, so that sort of shows through.
Is Jackie busy?
Jackie,
What would you like me to do for you, Jane?
I just need water. I just need some clean water, please.
Oh, gosh, I'll nip around. Wait a minute, I'll get my bucket.
Okay. Be back.
So once you've sort of been round and done all of these, then you can go back in, and the majority of this is going to be white, really. So you can start sort of blobbing over the white, and you can use quite big strokes as well on this. Well, that's what I did anyway, big blobs with my paintbrush.
Maybe I shouldn't say this,
Go on.
but I've used my fingers.
No, you should. You're a right impressionist at heart, you are.
And it's okay, actually.
Good. I like your style.
Do you want to see?
Yeah, go on. Let's have a look. I'll pin you. Yeah. Oh, Pat, that's great.
Hang on.
Let me pin that. 1 second. Oh, it looks great. It looks really good. Wow.
Fantastic, well done.
How do we get to see that?
Well done. Pin it. Pin the
I don't
video.
know who it is speaking.
I don't know. I haven't
It's
finished
Pat.
yet, but
Trisha Edwards.
I've got very mucky hands.
I bet you.
Well done. I'm impressed.
So for the next layer, basically you're just blobbing it on. I'm blobbing on some white and I'm blobbing on some pink, and really that's what I'm doing, and then mixing in together. But obviously, you know, use your fingers.
Sorry. All that money on brushes.
I think it's great. I'm very impressed myself.
Famous artist that does pets, isn't it, with her fingers? Have you seen her online? They're absolutely incredible.
Really?
Yeah, have a look. She's got a dog shaking all the moisture off himself. And
Oh, I think you said that to me actually. Yeah.
lovely.
Sorry, I've been away. Can I catch up now, please?
Of course. Where are you up to, Jane? Where
But you're still doing the leaf, so what are you doing now?
All I'm doing, all that's happened in your absence, is
Right.
I've just got a load of paint on my brush, and I'm just really making brush dabs. So I'm just dabbing over that, and I'm doing that in the white, and I'm going to do it in the pink, and basically to start covering over this hydrangea to make it look this sort of.
So do you start with white? Yeah.
I'm starting with white. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd go with white, and then I'd go back in with a couple of the sort of pastel-y colours, and always making sure that your brush is nice and dry. I might just take some of this lavender and just drop that in, because the nice thing is that it will mix on the canvas.
Nice, we'll add another one on.
So Pat, how thick's your canvas now? I bet that's quite thick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I might just fill another corner with another flower.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Why not?
Yeah, you don't have to use a brush either. You can use fingers, or you can use your palette knife, or whatever you want to make those marks. It's irrelevant how you get that paint on there, because the look is that you're trying to achieve is what we're trying to do here.
It's really lovely mixing the paint with your fingers.
Are you regressing, Pat? Is that what's happening?
I have. Yeah. I feel like I'm back in playgroup.
Yeah, I think with this layer you can be quite bold.
Hello. Yeah.
So we're going back over the top with the same colours but in bigger blobs.
Yeah, well, it's sort of the same colours. Yeah, I mean, you're going a bit lighter, but I mean, I'm going a bit darker at the bottom just to get that,
Okay.
get that sort of darker base. But yeah, sticking some the lighter hues on the top.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's not dry underneath it. Even that can make it quite nice, because then you're doing like the impressionist. You do the impressionist thing of mixing on your canvas. So that's always quite nice, I think. And you can see it coming together. At first, it goes through that ugly stage. I think every painting goes to the ugly stage, doesn't it? And then it starts coming to some sort of fruition. I could do this forever. I don't know. How does everybody else feel? Does everybody else like doing this? Because I love it. It's just big blobs of blob. And the texture at the end is lovely, you know, when it dries and it's all sort of contoured and raised. Oh, it's just so nice.
The proper waxy leaves, hydrangeas, aren't they?
Oh, well, do you know what? I haven't. I wish I could see one. I don't know. But if that's the case, then you know there's going to be a lot of light, I presume. 2, 1.
Yeah, they've got real shine.
Ah, there you go. What you could also do, because I've just noticed in those ones that Jane's just showing now, is that if you, I'll do it on I'll do it on this one here. If I colour this over, then I could also go in with my palette knife and scrape out the veins if you wanted to as well. I don't know if that's showing up. It's not showing up very well. I think I need it a bit darker. Darken that up. So if I go over this, hopefully, can you see that? Is that visible?
Yeah.
So you could, if you wanted that look, you could do that quite nicely. So I'm sort of reasonably happy, I think, with that. I'm not going to do the other head, and I'll just put a little bit more pink, I think, just up here. Just a little bit too on the white side there, I think. I just want a couple of those blobs just to take it away from that sort of white mass. And that's it. So that is the hydrangea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording now because I think that's done. And obviously, you know, you will complete that yourselves. So thank you.